You know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but
helicopter, baby. Military helicopters.
you know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but
I'm driving through the backwoods way through Texarkana, Texas, and I came across this out here in the middle of nowhere. Now, what do you suppose all these are doing parked inside this barbed wire fence out here in the woods?
things that make you go, things that make you go,
There's a train hauling all these, these armored vehicles. Look at these, and there's just a whole train of them. There's like maybe 200 probably. Just goes on and on and on, passing through Amarillo, Texas.
you know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but
Sup guys, Event Horizon. I love how some people still think Jade Helm is a drill, and to those people I say, no, this isn't Sandy Hook. This is something real, something that's coming very soon. And I love how this last sheet says why Texas, and then lies and says because Texans are historically supportive of efforts to prepare our soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors to fight the enemies of the United States. No, but because Texas has tried to secede and has threatened the United States government with secession many times throughout history, not to mention that everyone there practically owns a gun. It says right here, Texas during the American Civil War and the activities of organizations which have existed since the 1990s, the idea of state secession is not explicitly addressed in the United States Constitution, and the issue is both publicly debated and threatened from after the Revolutionary War up until the Civil War. Texas was a sovereign state for 9 years prior to the negotiation annexation with the United States. The history has affected the state's politics and identity from the 19th century to the present, including its standing in the Confederacy in the Civil War, to education and even tourism in the 20th century. Modern secession efforts have existed in the state at least since the 1990s, focusing first on the Republic of Texas organization founded by Richard Lee Lance McLaren, and later on the Texas nationalist movement headed by Daniel Miller. That's why Texas. So for the government to say that Texans are historically supportive of the government is a blatant lie. That's not what history says at all. Texans took the Confederacy side. That means they went against the government. All throughout history, Texas has been a rebellious state. Not to mention, it's the second biggest state behind Alaska. So if the government really wanted to stage a takeover, Texas would be a major problem. The evidence is mounting. So if you want to sit there and say Jade Helm is just a drill, then I gotta say, whatever it takes to make yourself sleep better at night. Either way, it's coming. So you better be ready. Don't say nobody warned you. This is Event Horizon. Peace out.